And so certain species are going to have certain taste preferences. If you think about the primates, they prefer to eat fruits, and then they have other higher fat things that they like to eat. So feeding choices directly influence your fitness. If you have enough energy that you're able to grow and have lots of sex and produce lots of offspring, then that is going to be better for your fitness, better for you in the long run in your offspring than if you are starving. Because when you're starving, you're not thinking about having lots of sex and having lots of babies. You're thinking about where can you get your next meal. And so we all know that living and reproducing requires energy. And the maximum extraction of energy and the acquisition of essential nutrients, we're always trying to find the amount of balanced food, because if you're ever deficient in certain nutrients and you find out about that, if you take a supplement or a vitamin, then that can make you feel so much better if you're not getting enough of a certain type of nutrient. And then natural selection can shape the feeding behavior. So the way that we would go out and search for food and the way all species go out and search for food is going to change their behaviors. So what a behavior is something that is encompassing any and all of the actions performed by an organism. So behavior is anything that we do or that we perform, and it's often in response to the environment or to the actions of another organism. So on a daily basis, we react to what's happening out in the environment. Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it cold? Is it too hot? Or we react to the actions of another organism. So how do members of our same species cause us to act? So the best example I can think of this is during the summertime, girls like to wear shorts. And so you wear shorts when it gets really hot outside, or you wear shorts when it gets you lots of attention. Maybe same thing with guys, that they wear tank tops when it's really hot outside, or they wear tank tops to get the attention of the females. And so in response to the environment, in response to other organisms. And so the feeding behavior is just one of the ways that behaviors are influenced by natural selection. So here is the scope of animal behaviors, and it may be things that you've never even thought about before. Conflict, so getting into fights, and aggression, and territoriality, like saying this is my territory and no other male can come into my territory. We've got cooperation, so working together. Alliance building, which is forming teams. And then sociality. If you think back to the natural selection game where the forks all work together and the toothpicks work together, or if they didn't work together very well, then their species may not have survived very long. We have competing for food and avoiding predation, migration and navigation. So we change our behaviors depending on what environment we're entering into and how we're getting there. The control of body temperature, so we may act one way when it's really hot and another way when it's really cold. Think of hibernating bears. When it's warm outside, they're out gathering food, waiting for the cold to hit, and then when it's cold, they tuck themselves away so that they're not expending any energy when the food isn't available. Courtship and mate choice. If you've ever seen birds do like their mating dances, or they'll have these certain behaviors where they're trying to find a female, often the males go through these bright, colorful displays when they're looking for a mate. We have pair bonding and fidelity. In nature, there's not a whole lot of monogamy, which is mating for life. There's a lot of looking for a mate and trying to get the most mates that you possibly can so you can pass your genes along to your offspring. And then on the opposite end, there's a lot of females trying not to get mated with. And so how long as a species does the male stick around after he has gone through his mating behavior. And then finally we have breeding and parental behavior. So if you think about a frog, once the male inseminates the eggs, he's out of there. And the female lays her eggs. She doesn't stick around a whole long time to raise all those little tadpoles. She's on and she's making new eggs and trying to feed and out in the environment. But if you think about elephants, elephants may have, well, they do only have one baby at a time. And then, yes? Okay, you can go get a drink. Sure. Okay, that's fine. So parental behavior, if you're an elephant and you're taking care of that one baby, the mothers are often very protective. And if you come up on a mother and an infant elephant, then those mothers are extremely dangerous because they will fight to take care of that one offspring. So do you have thousands of babies that you don't take care of? Or do you have one baby that you take care of for a long period of time? They're very different types of parental behavior. So behavior encompasses any and all of the actions performed by an organism. So these are things that are heritable, so passed along from parent to offspring. So when a trait that's passed along from parent to offspring increases an individual's reproductive success relative to that of other individuals, that trait tends to increase in frequency within the population. So if whatever it is that you're doing makes it so you can pass along more of your genes to your offspring, and those offspring make it, and they survive and then can pass those genes along to their offspring, then that's going to increase in frequency within the population.